Hello everyone, welcome back to some more From the Depths. We are once again on the Dreadnought with even more guns than last time. We've done some finishing touches, we've not turned off the air pump effect. Yeah, there we go, much better. There's still some things to be done, but from stem to stern, from the front to the back, we've got more guns on there, more AA guns. I finally added the turrets and I've reworked them so they are less boxy than they are before. They are a bit more curved. Still not great, but I consider this good enough for purposes of getting actually out there so we can start firing with this on the enemies instead of just using it forever and ever in the actual vehicle designer like we are now. I've added some little things like a little barrier over here. She only goes like 10 speed units, so it's not the fastest ship. Then again, it's a battleship, it's not meant to be. It's literally packed with guns. I mean, that much was obvious. We have a bunch more AA guns both over here in the front and in the back, because we finally put down these 4 main battery turrets. And I had some space left and I decided, you know what, we might as well place those turrets. It's gonna increase our firing power even better. It gives a little bit of AA defense. I might add a secondary battery over here at some point. I'm not entirely sure yet. It's still a bit rough around the edges, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not 100% satisfied with it yet, but it does take some decent inspiration from the HMS Warspite in my opinion. And so that'll be good enough for now. And I'm gonna keep working on it for a while, and it's gonna get better later on. Now we'll take a small tour inside the ship, beginning at the front here with its 6 torpedo tubes, which is unusual for most battleships. Actually, that brings me to the realization I wanted to add some more torpedo tubes, because why the hell not, right? Let's put it right here. Let's just... screw it, let's just build it right here. We're gonna build a new prefab. No, not a prefab, new object, there we go. 1 turret axis, and we're gonna put a... no, we're gonna put a 6-way connector over here. We'll make, we'll add like 5 torpedoes, why not? We're gonna make this suitably crazy. It does say that it's connected, but I don't really trust it when it's saying it like that. That's better. We'll make this weapon number 4, so we have main batteries, we have, what's the word? Hull mounted secondary batteries, the AA guns and just other guns that can fire at a higher arc than like 5 angles, and then there's like side mounted torpedoes and forward facing torpedoes. What a lovely bunch of weapons. Right, we're gonna add a bunch of missile launch pad on there. Line this up with a bunch of ejector add-ons, as you do naturally, and then we're gonna add a bunch of missile blocks. What I might just do, I might just take the design from the torpedoes up front. I'm not entirely sure yet. Let me just quickly check how long they are. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, now we'll go for shorter ones on the side mounted because they have better... well, let's just say if we're going to be zigzagging towards the enemy, these guys will have a better chance of firing and this will fire more often. So we'll go for 6 length. And then we'll get ourselves... we'll put some propellers on the back. Like 3. We'll use a single... I don't know, we'll use a single... like, I don't know... single fuel tank, that's a word. I am so great today. It's been a long day. I've spent a long time just working on Kerbal and then From the Depths today as well, because I wanted to actually make some progress on things, even if it's just building. And I think it's been going fairly well. Once we start fighting the Lightning Hoods, we'll be in a better position to get a lot of stuff done. Let's get some... what's the word? I want to get target prediction guidance. No, we'll go for APN guidance. And then we'll get a ballast tank, followed by a rig. I don't think we'll need a regulator, just guessing here. Then we'll add a bunch of frag warheads. One explosive warhead, because I want to try that out. Your cone will be 30 and 40 degrees. No frag offset or anything like that. Warhead arming delay will be as usual. Actually, we'll set that to 1. That should be enough. Then we'll get a bunch of I say a bunch of torpedo sonars. Just get a torpedo sonar in there. Let's try it out. I mean, they flew into space, which is not what I wanted to do, but it's there, I suppose. No, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the ejection azimuth or elevation. We're gonna turn the elevation. We'll make it -5. We're not gonna make it too obvious. Apparently, we are now trapped inside torpedo tubes. Nope. Wow. Apparently, missile blocks are a trampoline under the right circumstances. That's a thing. Well, we can see that at least one of them hasn't quite taken off as much as the others. So we're gonna have to go for a... I don't know, I think 20 or 30 might be the better number. We'll try 20. And you know what? We'll try 30 on this one. Let me quickly check because the game is a bit slow. But, yeah, everything should be okay. Right, here we go. Test fire. And yep, they actually went into the water this time. So they're not flying as far, but they're working as torpedoes should. Next up, we'll try -10. I think that's decent. Yes, don't forget to set the turret to be number 4 as well. We'll give it some constraints because that just seems like the right thing to do. Set it from... I don't know. -40 didn't quite work. Yeah, no, this is gonna have to go to a -140, and then this one is gonna have... It's a bit messy at times, but we'll figure it out. There we go. Don't even have to reverse it. There we go, it's only gonna aim between... It should only fire between there and there. See, there we go. It's passable now. Let's try that. And -10 seems like it's enough. So let's just set all these missiles to -10. Then we'll do one more test fire just to make sure that everything goes according to plan. And then we'll place this on the other side and then add some AI to it and then we'll be done, basically. I think we'll have them be controlled by like the main battery guns. Because the main battery guns are set up to focus on the highest target and not really care too much about height. So that'll be good. If we don't... Well, I mean, it's gonna be bad if we try to fire them at something that has the... I mean, that's what we can specify in the AI block, so that'll be fine. They were graceful, I will give them that. I think we'll have to... I think -15 will be fine. I keep saying that, don't I? It's like, yeah, I think this will be fine, and then it's like, totally not. Oh well. It's going to happen at times. Yeah, like I said, the main battery AI is set up to focus the largest targets that are... It doesn't like speed, but aside from that, it's all good. Yep, that is fine. And now they can use their own propellant, etc., and they'll be underway. Next, some final minor adjustments to actually make sure that we fire a volley for maximum efficiency. Also, identify friend or foe. Some would argue that that is pretty useful. And we'll place it on top because why the hell not? And the staggered fire. 0.4 delay. Why? That means one of them will be a bit late to the party, as he will be the last to launch. Much better. I think we'll tone it down to -2. 0.2. And that'll be perfect. Now we're firing a volley instead of a spread, which should make it so that hopefully our torpedoes will be a little bit more effective. If they all strike the same area, they should penetrate deeper instead of all just hitting the same amount of surface area. I hope what I'm saying makes sense. It's a quite decent volley, and some of them do bounce in water. I mean, that's fine. That's always going to happen, I suppose. Right, so now we're going to save it as a sub-object. Torpedo turret of Dreadnought. There we go. That's going to be very easy. So copy that. And put it right here. I think that's where it should be. Just making sure that we're not building something insanely wrong. Then we'll turn this to plus 40. Oh god, here we go again. We're gonna have to set this one to plus 40. And then 140. Okay, there we go. Everything works and it is amazing. Just make sure that we have the right thing selected, all the right settings, etc. Slot 4, turret slot 4, construction have been set up properly. Check the missiles, minus 15, that's alright. Alright, one thing left, AI. We're gonna just set it up on the deck here. Although burying it would be far safer. And we can now edit the hull, that's good. You know what, we'll just bury it in here. Maximum altitude to engage, we'll set it to like 10. Now, I haven't tuned most of the AI yet, but that one is probably a safe idea to do that first. Now we're gonna quickly go over to the other side. I could just turn on mirror mode, but it's only like 4 blocks that we're editing here. And we do want to specify the maximum altitude of like 10. We don't care about range that much. I probably should, but we'll get to that if that becomes a problem. Channel 1. Channel 1. Now we will quickly shift to like mirror mode, because we have some stuff to fill up in here. There we go. We now have torpedo racks, as well as AA guns, as well as main battery guns, as well as AA guns, yeah, as well as forward-facing torpedoes. Let's not forget that either. A very lethal combination, if I do say so myself, and I'm quite happy with it. And again, there were some battleships that actually used torpedoes on them. For example, the German... I know, like, in World of Warships that the Tirpitz had torpedoes, so I think the Bismarck had some as well. And just a bunch, like... yeah. A couple of them had it. And we're basically inspiring this off of a battleship that was sort of based in World War I, maybe semi-modernized in World War II. Maybe, if you're lucky. Oh, that's good. That's really good. I am satisfied. Actually, we should have checked the range. You know what, we're gonna quickly check the range. How far can you go from the vessel itself? Quite far, because it's a goddamn torpedo. I love it! Missile is detectable below 0 meters. So there's no, like, laser anti-munition systems that can target it, which is just great. Range from launch pad is 1 kilometer now. Torpedoes are not fast, but they are definitely a weapon to worry about. I think your range will be like 3 kilometers or something, which is very respectable. We'll have to make sure that that stays in account as well. Also, we might need a regulator at this point. Like, standard missiles and ammunitions, they stay for a minute. But with missiles and like mines, you can add a regulator, which will extend the lifetime of your missile by 180 seconds. Our range was 2100 meters, so we're gonna tell you to fire at 2200. Minimum range will be 2200. We're taking into effect that the enemy might get closer to us, or at least the torpedoes, after they have been fired, so basically we're firing a little beyond our effective range and hoping that the enemy will walk right in. There we go, that'll be lovely. Now the ones on the nose are longer. They also tend to fire less often, but yet they do have regulators. These ones don't. It's fine. They're a good mid-range weapon. Our secondary guns are really more focused for short range to medium range. So within like torpedo range, but that's where, yeah, the like 2 to 3 kilometer range, that's where our guns are gonna come in handy. Again, most ranges in From the Depths where you'll find engagements are like below 3 kilometers distance. Unless you have like specifically built a long-range ship, like I do sometimes. For example, this one. We'll go over and quickly check the main gun, because of course I have altered it a bit. The loaded shell inaccuracy has gone up from like 0.03 to like 0.06, which is still crazy accurate, all things considered. The recoil went down to absolutely nothing, because I took that into account. And I don't want this ship to fly all over the place because of its ginormous recoil, which makes sense. Loaded shell health is 440, detection range is 280 meters, relevant for anti-munition systems, etc. Yeah, the cooldown is basically half a second because I used so many cooldowns for connecting extra things. Let's do a quick test fire here, shall we? Shell speed out of the barrel 664 meters per second. Kinetic damage 26k. Armor piercing 11.8, which is not bad. Explosive damage not too bad, not too great either, but it's there. And then 4 meter penetration depth fuse, 0.02 fuse time. I've turned that down a little bit because I made the shell insanely fast. So it's gonna go further, and thus I'd like it to explode at least near to the ship if it's all possible. Yeah, there we go, basically. We have our mainframes all set up. I like to go with 3 different mainframes so that we don't instantly lose the ship if the AI were to use it. It wouldn't instantly lose the ship, we'd still have control of the secondary guns if the mainframe drops off the grid. We could also have like secondary backup naval cards and the like, but I don't think we'll need to go that far. I might add some more EMP magnets along the place to make sure that we don't get butchered by EMP. We're not using any super heavy armor or anything, so we don't have to worry about that, which is nice. Again, we can't really use it with the amount of speed we have, which is like 10 meters per second. It's not great. We also have a bunch of ammo. It's thankfully located in places where it doesn't like blow anything critical up right away, although it does expose the AI in here. For example, if we were to like do this, it wouldn't destroy any of our AI, but it would expose more ammo. And it might... No, all the guns down there are still fine, which is good. It literally just took out a bunch of wall, which again might make our AI more vulnerable, but it doesn't directly damage anything. I might move it later. I'm not entirely sure yet. We'll see how it does in actual combat before making further changes, I suppose. So yeah, that has been it for this episode of Building the Dreadnought, where I just basically tell you that it's roughly finished. I'm gonna keep polishing it for a while. Depends on if I have the time or not. I'm gonna be focusing more on trying to make sure that episodes keep coming out and that there's actual progress, because I love me some progress. And there has been far too little of it in my opinion, which has been stressing me out. But hopefully you've enjoyed these last few episodes where we've taken a closer look at building a Dreadnought. Final piece of trivia. The AA guns usually were centered around the superstructure of a battleship, so technically, if you were to look at, for example, the... let's go extreme, let's say you're looking at the Yamato. You will find a defensive AA pattern like this around the main like superstructure and bridge, etc. And then the turrets are less well defended. Random fact of trivia, but yeah, if you enjoyed this video, then please do leave a like down below. It really does help the channel out a lot. Leave a comment if you have anything to say. And if you want to see more from the depths, we've got one series finished, this one is going, second one of course, so why not subscribe if you want to see some more. Anyway, until next time, have a good one folks.